Are you crazy? Yes. Yes, I am. I've heard this question a lot in my life. Are you crazy or that's weird or what do you think you're doing? I've heard that a lot. And I realized very recently in my 40s that that is a good thing. Have you heard something similar to that? Have people thought that your ideas about entrepreneurship were crazy, quote unquote? That word can pack a punch. That word means a lot to a lot of people. It even triggers some people. Crazy is what gets results. Crazy is just different. It is oftentimes better, in my opinion. Crazy is someone else's box that they've put you in because they don't believe that they can do something themselves. I believe that we have to think in different ways to make different outcomes happen. We have to do things a little crazy in order to get crazy good outcomes. I think that if we were to think about anybody that we admire that has had some crazy quote unquote success, you could follow that, reverse engineer their path to what seemed really amazing or impossible at the time. Do you think Beyonce's friends at 10 years old thought that she would be selling out stadiums if they knew what that was? A stadium. That she would be this generation's Prince or Michael Jackson. Do you think that they knew that they understood that about her? Do you think that at 19, they knew, even though she was famous and she was popular and talented, that they knew that she would be the most famous musical artist in the world that commanded this much? I don't know if they did. Do you think that when Hormozy, who just did this incredible book launch, was working on his first book, that anybody thought that he would make $100 million in a weekend, essentially, online a few years later? I remember his last book launch, they called him crazy. They said that he didn't charge anybody any money for his course and that he had ruined courses for everybody, that it was just not a good thing. He was crazy to leave that amount of money on the table. Someone who has the authority to say this said he probably left something like 10 to 20 million dollars on the table by not charging for that course that he gave away in his last book launch. Little did they know that just a few months later, he would come back and get 10 times as much, and he's not even done yet, according to my calculations. I say they used to call me crazy. Now they just call me. It's true. I was called crazy for wanting to start a venture capital fund while I was homeless because it sounds wacky. It sounds impossible. What if I had listened to them? 10 years ago when I was sleeping on the floor of an airport, exactly 10 years ago, what if I had listened to people who were saying, what you're doing is crazy, what you're attempting is foolish, it doesn't make sense, it's impossible? What would have happened? I wouldn't be talking to you right now, I don't think. I wouldn't have invested in 200 startups led by underestimated founders in 10 years. I wouldn't have raised $30 million from scratch. I wouldn't have gone on to inspire thousands, countless other entrepreneurs and investors to find their way in this ecosystem. And countless other things may not have happened. I wouldn't have the 2,000 person live event, Your First Million Live, that I now have, that is coming back April 8th and 9th, 2026 in Los Angeles. I wouldn't have the thousands of people who watch me on YouTube, the 150,000 people who joined me in 1 year for me talking on Zoom. It's probably pixelated if you're watching this on a TV. Let me know in the comments if this is pixelated for you. If you're listening to this or watching this on your phone, I wouldn't be having this particular conversation with you. I wouldn't have made millions and millions of dollars in revenue since that day that they called me crazy. They used to call me crazy. Now they just call me. They ask me for things. I've had multiple people who used to make fun of me or they used to doubt me pick up the phone, send a text, call me, come find me in person, all happy to see me. Hey, can you help me with this? It's it's the people who are off the beaten path, who are the change makers, the agitators of this world. We are the innovators. You, if you feel odd, if you feel weird, if you feel not understood, you are probably one of those innovators. And it is probably exactly where you should be. This is not an easy road for many of us. It comes with discomfort, sometimes embarrassment. But if you embrace the fact that I am different, maybe I'm a little crazy, but I'm the reason that this thing is going to change for the better, potentially. I think you also have to be a little obsessed or a lot obsessed with the thing you're working on, not with a human, that's bad, but with the thing that you're working on, with the outcome that you have in mind. I think you have to be obsessed with that in order to win, in order to get there. My friend Callum Johnson talks about staying delusional. I've said it on his channel before. I said I had to be delusional on purpose. I had to going from homelessness to running multi-million dollar funds, but not even that part, like helping other people start their companies or keep their companies going. I had to be delusional. I had to think way outside the box. I had to imagine a world that did not exist at the time. But because I did that and because I paired that with action, just like I know you do, change happened. Something good happened in the world. And what the next thing that I'm working on, which I'm very, very excited about, is going to have that same story, I hope. But I also have the ability to fail, quote unquote, in public. Now, if you think that everything that you do is a lesson, not a failure or a win, then you're on the right track too. But I get to fail in public and I have no issue with that. Because to me, it's like I did something. I attempted something great and I did not make it the mark, but at least I tried. At least I attempted it. When so many people who would comment on that or critique it would not even dare, would not even dare to touch the heights. So I feel that way about myself. I feel very bold, very ambitious. I don't apologize for being braggy. Who cares? I am not going to apologize for being really good at certain things. I'm not going to apologize, even more importantly, for trying, for having big dreams and hopes and ideas and trying to bring them to life. So I wish the same for you. I hope the same for you. I want you to dare to be crazy, to be seen as the crazy one. I want you to feel like what you're doing has not been witnessed before. They used to call me crazy. Now they just call me.